So let's go to the second use case now, which is I have some new tables. I have some new and updated sources of YAML. So what I want to do is I want to be able to understand or create an analysis or anyway a merge table, which analyze pit-stop strategies for teams, right? So I know that I've updated these sources of YAML, so I need to create a bunch of stage files on the back of it. Now, we already have a bunch of files in our repository under staging, and I want to now pass context to DinoAI to say, hey, go and create a new file for me for the pit stop table and make sure that you use exactly the same format and exactly the same construct that were previously there in my project. In this case, you can imagine what we want is standardization. We want to make sure that when we work with our SQL and our DBT models and our files, we keep a certain degree of a standard within the work we do. So I have another prompt here. It is, okay, now can you create on the back of the sources I've just created a staging file for the pit stop table? And again, what I can do here, I can add as a context, okay, another stage files I have, let's say the stage F1 drivers, to make sure that the same structure is applied and we are renaming the column in a similar fashion. So I'm going to go ahead and press enter again. And what we'll see now is passing the context, the agent is able to read which files I'm explicitly telling the agent to use as a baseline. And now it's going to create for us the new staging file, which uses exactly the same format. I can go ahead and click on accept now. And what we're seeing is that it separated the multiple word in column names into 2 or 3 more spaced words using underscore as an example. So renaming a bunch of things. Again, I didn't have to repeat myself explaining what is the standard I want to be applied to my project, but by simply give it an example and say, hey, this is how I do my work. This is how my other project is set up. Can you go ahead and do this for me right away? This is extremely powerful because normally we'll go through these loops more and more time where we're adding new tables, we are doing a new set of data models, and really we don't want to think twice or 3 times like, how do I structure my model? How do I structure my naming convention? How do I do this? But actually providing the context to the agent is able to clearly identify what is the standards I'm using in other files. In this case, 1, it could be more, and make sure they apply the same rule. And you can see here, it came back with a nice explanation of all the rules that were applied just by reading that file.